Hello and a very warm welcome. You have joined us live from the hunting grounds deep in the heart of Texas in downtown Dallas for the New Orleans Pharaohs and the Dallas Lobos in a Week 13 Simulation Football League Season 11 clash. We have reached the end of the SFL season. Dallas just looking to play spoiler to the New Orleans Pharaohs, who are in a win-and-they're-in situation for the SFL playoffs. Good afternoon, I'm your play-by-play commentator, Michael Truilo, joined in the booth today by Levant Mercer. Levant, good afternoon, and it's been a long way since the SFL convention.
And it has, but this is what dreams are made of here today. Playoffs are going to be at stake for New Orleans here today.
We are down onto the field for the coin toss between the Pharaohs, who are in their inaugural season in the SFL and have done very well to make it this far. We'll go over all the playoff scenarios throughout the broadcast today. But the Dallas Lobos are going to receive the opening kickoff. The kicker for New Orleans, Zen Lee, has the ball on the tee. He has his hand in the air. The whistle goes, and it's game on from the hunting grounds in Dallas. Glad you are joining us on this Sunday afternoon in early October as the opening kickoff is returned to the Dallas 28-yard line by Crash Combs returning kicks today. Let's get you to the Dallas offense, the high-flying Dallas offense. The quarterback is Sabaz Shinergy. Running back Royce Robbins, and their talented stable of wide receivers include Crash Combs, Mike Osai, Mason Kirby, and Junior Senior the third. They'll start from their own 28, going left to right across your radio dial. Synergy under center. He'll take a short drop and throw to the far side. That pass is complete and out of bounds after a 9-yard gain. This is number 88 on the catch. That is the tight end Big Merc Meadowlark, and he starts the game in style. For the New Orleans defense, the safeties are Kappa Jones and Tank Bennett. Corners are Aaron Arrington and Rolliman Hood. And the linebackers are Gary Bertier and Heath McDaniel. The second down and one, trips formation to the left of Synergy. He'll drop back to pass, rifles it over the middle, and a great leaping catch across midfield to the 47. There's Junior Senior the third, making his first catch of the day. He has had a 10-touchdown season for Dallas this year, and Levant, as their record is 2-9 for Dallas, but they have statistically one of the top offenses in the league, and we'll hear more about that after this 1st and 10 from the New Orleans 47. Synergy throwing out there again, and it's almost intercepted as it was looking for Junior Senior the third again.
It's just, this is what happens when you have a pretty much one-dimensional offense as they've been running all season. They can put up the points on the board, but when it's the only thing it is that they're able to do, well, it's not much else going for them.
I'll get to my keys to the game after this next play. 2nd down and 10 from the New Orleans 47-yard line. Trips left, single right, Synergy under center. He'll drop back to pass. He'll rifle it over the middle into one-on-one coverage, and it's caught down inside the 30 to the 29-yard line. Another big first down, and this time it's the first catch of the game from Mike Osai. So my keys to the game: when Dallas has the ball, Synergy's going to have to win the shootout. He's going to have to be on his game today. New Orleans gives up 274 pass yards a game. That is lowest 5 in the SFL. And he's just going to dump it off to Royce Robbins, and Robbins gets shouldered down to the backfield. Loss of 2. Big tackle there by Cornelius Arthur, the outside linebacker.
I think he's had a rather disappointing season so far, and he's one of the rookies that we've not seen too much out of, but I just believe it's just because they weren't utilizing them as much in this sort of offense.
4 wide receivers spread on 2nd and 12. Pitch to the near side. That pass is complete and almost getting a first down as Junior Senior the third. He's the go-to man on this first drive. That's his 3rd catch, and he'll pick up 10 yards. but a 3rd down and 1 coming up and no reliable running back in the backfield. And this is where Dallas has struggled all season.
You would think in short situations like this, you would go to them, but well, as I said earlier, they tend to just like to be very pass happy, so we'll see how they handle it here.
Well, Robbins will get the carry, and he will pick up the 1st down. He'll get about 3 yards inside the SFL, presented by APM Music Red Zone to the 16. And this has been an impressive first drive for Dallas. On defense for New Orleans, it's got to be a bend, don't break defense. This has the potential to be a shootout with a lot of points scored, and even holding the Dallas offense to 3 a couple of times in this game will be very important. And we're going to see that put to the test here in the red zone. 1st and 10 at the 16. Synergy, well protected, will throw a short pass to the far side. That pass is complete, and downed after 3 yards is Oside.
So one of the main things that New Orleans has struggled with in each of their losses this season is simply just containing the outside passing plays. They do not seem to do very well on out routes like there.
2nd and 7. Employing a 4 wide receiver set at all its variations and forms, but Royce Robbins gets the ball out of the backfield, and he'll pick up 2 yards. 3rd down and 5 coming up from the 12. Let's take a look at the uniform matchup today. For the last time this season, the Dallas Lobos come out in their home black helmets, black jerseys, black pants with silver and gold. The highlights. And on 3rd down and 5, Synergy under center, only 3 receivers. They'll move some more protection to him. He gets the pass away, and that pass is complete to Mason Kirby, but he won't get close to the 1st down. And New Orleans, the defense bends, but it doesn't break, and is going to force the Manuel kick on the 1st drive.
Well, that's just one of the keys for New Orleans, as you say. They have to keep them contained underneath. If as long as they just keep getting 3 points here and there, and preferably none on later drives, New Orleans should be coming out on top.
Manuel, this should be a chip shot for him. He's a veteran of this league. He's made a lot of kicks, and he makes this one from 26 yards right down Main Street. So with 6:45 to go 1st quarter, it's Dallas 3, New Orleans nothing. This is the SFL, presented by APM Music on YouTube. And Manuel prepares to kick off the other way. The dangerous return man for New Orleans is their cornerback, Aaron Arrington. He returned a kick return and a punt return for a touchdown this season. And he'll field it just past the 5-yard line, running out to the... Oh, he's running the wrong way. His blockers weren't there, and he only gets to the 22. He's eventually wrapped up and tackled by Drake Hannibal. But not the start that Arrington would have wanted in the return game.
I think that he was just forced into that there. You see, there was no blockers on that side. They seemed to just have the protection shifted on the kickoff return to the opposite side, leaving him isolated. And he had nowhere to go.
Will shovel pass it up the middle, and they'll lose 2 yards. Donk Bonkers is the main man in the backfield for this New Orleans team, but it looked like he wasn't expecting it there. Here's the rest of the New Orleans offense. Quarterback Xander Gold, running back Donk Bonkers, wide receivers Leroy Brown, Matt Wolf, and Ermac Jackson. Tight end is Brock Lee. And on 2nd down and 12, from their own 20-yard line, 2 receivers each side. As Dallas sends the pressure over the middle, goes Gold, and he's got a man all the way up towards midfield. Catch and yards afterwards for Matt Wolf on his 1st catch of the day.
Here you just see him split through the defense here. He got enough separation on his man there. When you have that many yards in front, I mean, there's nothing you can do about that.
For this Dallas defense, safeties are Tom Taylor and Kane Vasquez. Corners are Dante West and Iverson Gamble. Linebackers are Way West and E.K. Vincent. And on 1st and 10 from just shy of the 50, Donk Bonkers gets it on a out route pass out of the backfield, and he'll get 9 yards running down the sideline before he's finally brought down by Iverson Gamble.
Like one of the keys for New Orleans in this game is getting Doc Bonkers involved more in this offense. As we've seen here, it just seems Dallas likes to over pursue, and they have been throughout the course of the season. They tend to over pursue on those swing routes, and it bit them there.
2nd down and 1. This is key Donk Bonkers territory. He's going to get the ball and roll easily for a 1st down to the Dallas 39. And my keys to the game when New Orleans has the football, they got to dominate the ground game with Donk Bonkers. Dallas gives up 130-plus rush yards per game. That is in the bottom 3 of defenses in the SFL. Only St. Louis gives up more rushing yards per game than Dallas does. But Gold going to go through the air again over the middle, and that's picked off. He underthrew the ball criminally, and it was intercepted by Cain Vasquez, and the Lobos take the ball away.
That's just something New Orleans has been struggling with all season. Here, but once again, without any pressure, throws it underneath his receiver and just gets intercepted there. Nothing to take away from Dallas, though. That was a great read by the safety to just come in like that there.
Looking for Ermac Jackson across the middle. And the safety, Cain Vasquez, made the pick, and now Sabaz Synergy and the dangerous Dallas offense is back on the field at their own 31-yard line. Synergy, sidearms, right down the seam, 1st down and more, past the 50 to the 49. Mike Osai, a great diving catch. He's been the man all season for this Dallas offense.
And once again, you just see the amount of faith he has in his receiver there. It doesn't matter that there was double coverage. He knew where to get it, and he trusts his receiver to dive underneath. What an acrobatic catch.
Dallas really moving the ball well here early on their 2nd drive, already into New Orleans territory. 2 receivers right, single left, Synergy short drop, pressure in his face. He got the ball away to the far side, and Osai wins the one-on-one matchup with his defender and picks up 6 yards.
Now, I've seen some shades of this from the Tallahassee game when New Orleans was having significant issues guarding against outside passes and deep passes like that. And against a team like this, if they don't try to get any pressure on the quarterback, they're going to be stuck on a lot of those one-on-ones.
Mike Osai is lined up against Darren Arrington. That's going to be a matchup really to watch all day, as now it's 2nd down and 4. Synergy looking, throwing to the far side. It's incomplete. He was looking for Junior Senior the 3rd, who could have made the catch if not for a great intervention by the safety.
But I still got to applaud the attempt there. I mean, the pass was accurate enough. If without that final effort, that could have been a big play.
Now 3rd down and 4. Synergy changes the play at the line. Now he'll go a quick post route, and it's a 1st down, and getting out of bounds is Mike Osai, and I think you're going to see this a lot more before this game is over.
But until they figure out how it is they want to cover that, that's just going to be the bread and butter of this offense. They've had issues with it all season long.
And last week, even though they were out of the playoffs, Dallas picked up their 2nd win, an impressive 34-31 comeback victory over the previously undefeated Tallahassee Pride, knocking them out of contention for the number 1 seed. Is Synergy, pressure coming, but he gets the pass away into the soft zone, and an easy 1st down pickup. On the reception is Mason Kirby, as he picks up his 2nd catch of the day.
I mean, these Lobos have a lot of fight in them. We just see it once again here, not worried about anything but looking downfield. They don't get any pressure on the quarterback. Synergy has the ability to just divide this defense.
One more note about the game versus Tallahassee. They were down 31-3 at one point in that game and scored 33 unanswered points as Royce Robbins gets a handoff and gets 6 yards straight up the middle. And the New Orleans defense right now is looking lost out there.
Well, they weren't actually. It seems as if they've just been caught on a short rotation. They're not they're being pushed down the field, and it just seems like they're not getting enough just action on these angles here. With
Second down and 4, Synergy alone in the backfield as Robbins is on the sideline. He's going to look towards the end zone. No, he's going to go short, and the ball is bobbled around and dropped by Meadowlark. As maybe he wasn't expecting the underneath pass.
You just can't be doing that in a game like this. You want to play spoiler to these teams that are already in, and you just can't be dropping routine balls like that. There's no excuse for that.
Now third down and 4. First down would mean getting inside the 14-yard line as Synergy going for it all, and it's intercepted inside the 5. And Rolleman Hood comes and takes the ball back for New Orleans, and an empty possession for Dallas.
And that's one of the risks you take when you run this style of offense, is when he's been slinging it all day. He's been forcing some of his throws, and he's trusts his receivers, but that time he just probably should have kept looking down his progressions and found himself just a little short there.
Now this sets up another pitch to Donk Bonkers, and this one pays off for 7 yards. That's the second time we've seen the shovel pass in 2 drives for New Orleans.
It's become a standard part of their offense. I mean, it's worked for them all season long to some effect, and they're going to continue to do it.
Offset eye behind Gold on 2nd and 3. He'll give to Bonkers again, and the play is blown up in the backfield. 4-yard loss, big tackle. Augustus von Erich.
That right there is just the sort of pressure you want to have, right? He just absolutely manhandled the offensive line and just got through.
Xander Gold forced to pass from his own goal line. He goes deep over the middle, tipped and incomplete. Tip on the ball by Tom Taylor, and it forces a deep punt for New Orleans.
You know, Taylor's one of these key players for Dallas. I mean, he saves so many balls over the middle that should have been touchdowns, and that right there is just another example of his great ability to read the ball.
Gordon Grismanis punting from his own end zone. Dallas will play protection, and a fair catch called for at the New Orleans 40 by Crash Combs. Great field position for the Lobos, who have bossed this first quarter. There is only 1:21 left after all.
So now it's time for Synergy to have a short memory of that interception and just continue going for what he has been doing on the previous drives. He just needs to be a little more patient in the pocket, I feel.
2 receivers each side, empty backfield for Synergy, who's under center on 1st and 10 from the New Orleans 40. Synergy side-arming it over the middle, caught down the seam for a first down and more. Give him 16 yards to senior the 3rd. Him and Osai have been tearing up this New Orleans defense so far in this first quarter.
This once again, without getting any pressure to quarterback, Synergy has all the time in the world to throw, and with a big, tall, and strong receiver like senior the 3rd, there's really not very much they could do about that.
And after one play, Dallas is already approaching the red zone down to the New Orleans 24. Synergy looking, no pressure again, throws underneath. That one's caught by Robbins, and he'll pick up 6 yards inside the SFL, presented by APM Music. Red zone to the 18-yard line, brings up 2nd and 4, under a minute to go now in the first quarter.
So far in this game, Dallas has been in the red zone 3 times, and New Orleans has barely crossed midfield even once.
Looking to expand on their 3-0 lead here on 2nd down and 4. 20 seconds to go in the first quarter and counting. Synergy looking, throwing down the middle, caught inside the 10-yard line down to the 9. As Mason Kirby makes another catch. And it's been an embarrassment of riches for these receivers this season for Dallas as we end the first quarter Dallas 3, New Orleans nothing. This is the SFL presented by APM Music on YouTube. Stay with us. Welcome back to the hunting grounds. Michael Truilo, Levant, Mercer in the booth with you for this Week 13 matchup between the Dallas Lobos and the New Orleans Pharaohs. And Dallas, after controlling the first quarter, looks to put it in the end zone for the first time in this game. They'll set up from the 9-yard line. Synergy looking far side, wide open. Mason Kirby put it on the board. Touchdown, Dallas.
And there's just no one there. Absolutely no one there. Everyone was guarding the deep inner reaches of the red zone there. And once again, an out route just burns them right there. No one around, and then just an easy touchdown for Kirby and the Lobos.
Yeah, I just watched that touchdown back, and the corner that was assigned to Mason Kirby, after the ball was snapped, shaded toward the middle of the field to cover a crossing route by Mike Osai. And that left Kirby wide open, and he walked in for the touchdown.
That's just one of those things with certain red zone packages. You have a lot of differing route trees that confuse certain types of defenses. And when you, as a defender, pick the decoy instead of the receiver you should be covering, this is what happens.
Manuel puts the extra point up and through. And with 10:56 to go, second quarter, it's Dallas 10, New Orleans nothing. This is the SFL presented by APM Music on YouTube. Stay with us. And as this kickoff prepares to go to Manuel, it's in the air. Taken by Arrington from his own 10-yard line up to the 29. Almost got to the 30. Let's talk playoffs. The only two teams today that can swap in or out are Las Vegas and New Orleans. They both sit at 6-5. If New Orleans wins, they are in no matter what. So this is a very important game for the Pharaohs, as they have a first down and 10 from their own 29-yard line, going left to right across your radio dial. Handoff, Doc Bonkers up the middle. He'll only get 3 yards before he's wrapped up by Cage Fury. And if both win, New Orleans is in. If both lose, New Orleans is in. If they both lose, then it's a strength of victory tiebreaker. And that is not determined yet, because that depends on every other game that goes on this week. As New Orleans flares it out far side. Dog Bonkers down the sideline. He's got that breakaway speed. And Tom Taylor eventually had to come and cut him down by midfield.
That once again, we have Donk Bonkers going out on a swing route. They just have absolutely no answer for that, except for one man, Tom Taylor, who, as I've said before, saves so many touchdowns that could have been scored for Dallas this season. I wish I had an exact number for that, but that's not tracked.
Donk Bonkers in his second season in the SFL. He was with Oklahoma City last year and helped guide them to the playoffs. A crossing pattern for 6 yards over the middle to Matt Wolf is complete. And that'll bring up second down and 4.
To go back to...
Yeah, go ahead.
To go back to playoff talks, honestly, Las Vegas has the most that needs to happen for them in order for them to make it back in.
I formation, second down and 4 on the Dallas 46, second time that New Orleans has crossed the 50 today. Oh, and Gold is in trouble, but he finds the open receiver and gets a first down out of it. Brock Lee, the tight end, made himself available and picked up the first.
So for them, for Las Vegas, they would require their own win. New Orleans to lose, Carolina or Chicago to lose, or preferably for them both, all to lose.
And a out route to Bonkers, and he'll get 1 yard Excellent wrap-up tackle there on the far side by Bones Malone. And if either Las Vegas or New Orleans loses, both Carolina and Chicago clinch playoff spots. And that's the big playoff picture surrounding this game. Those two games that are going on concurrently are the most interesting of any on this Sunday slate. Everything else is for seeding or for pride, as Bunkers gets a pass again out of the backfield and gets 6 yards this time. Let's set up a third and a manageable 3 from the Dallas 34.
They continue to just utilize Bunkers in the passing game, and that could continue to spell trouble for Dallas, because in back and forth games, they do not usually seem to come up on top of those.
High pressure from the Dallas defense on 3rd and 3. They're showing all-out blitz, but they only send 4. Gold over the middle into the soft zone, and it's incomplete off of the hands of Brock Lee. Or rather, Ermac Jackson. That's the second pass Jackson has dropped today. And it'll force a punt, and another New Orleans drive goes begging.
And that was just seemingly unfortunate, with 2 receivers in the area both dropping the pass. That's just not going to do it for them on this drive. But if they continue...
A punt is away from Grismanis. Trying to pin them in the corner. Bounces down inside the 10 to the 5, and the momentum carries the ball over the line. So Dallas will go out to the 20-yard line.
Well, I'll continue what I was saying about New Orleans on their next drive, but that just seems to be the case for them today. There just seems to be one mistake too many.
Still plenty of time to turn it around. 8 minutes left in the first half. Sabaz Synergy has led the impressive Dallas attack so far today. And he will do so again from his own 20. Deep shot, seam route over the middle. First down and more, all the way out to the 38. Give him 19 yards, or 18 yards. I can't do math. And a first down.
Well, what seems to just be their modus operandi so far is just have a whole bunch of decoy routes coming in short and have one receiver just split across either the seam or the out and leaving them on one-on-one coverage.
That was another catch by Junior Senior, the third on that last play. Synergy for 1st and 10, throws to the near side, complete for 5 yards to Osai. That'll run it out of bounds to the 43-yard line. Mike Osai, one of the longest tenured players in the league in his 5th season. His 2nd season with Dallas after spending 3 with Baltimore. Synergy under center, 2nd and 5 from the 43. He'll drop back to pass. Plenty of time. Fires over the middle. First down and more. Past the 50. All the way to the 44. It's the touchdown man, Mason Kirby, making another catch and moving the chains again.
Just want to detail something here. All the other routes were going deep, and that just left the defense once again on one-on-one coverage. Just Kirby, the lone man, coming across the middle on that under route. And they've just continued to bid on the decoys on every play, it seems.
Heath McDaniel II made the crushing hit on Kirby, but he could not jar the ball loose. So now another first down for Dallas, and Synergy's going long again, and he's found his man again, this time in double coverage, and another first down to the 24. They're picking up yardage in bunches like they were bananas.
You know, it's pretty interesting by New Orleans. They even dropped the lineman in coverage, as you see there, and well, it didn't seem to work that time. Just once again finding this just enough of a soft zone and just continuing to pepper this defense from different angles.
2 left, single right, 2 in the backfield behind Synergy on 1st and 10. It's been a brutally efficient drive, and it will continue here as a kick out to Junior Senior the third for 8 yards before he's brought down by Jules Howard.
Now, I just want to see if Dallas can actually continue this torrid pace because, you know, the volume of passes that they throw, you always have that risk of having that errant pass like on the first drive that just goes in the other team's hands.
Both quarterbacks have thrown an interception so far today. Good protection for Synergy. Throws it into double coverage, but it's caught and down to the goal line. And Junior Senior almost got it in the end zone. It took a massive effort from Kappa Jones and a couple of other New Orleans defenders to keep him out.
Now this actually plays to New Orleans' advantage, strangely enough, and I'll explain why. Lobos do not seem to do well in short yardage situations simply because the one thing that you usually would do in short yardage situations, they just don't do. Just run the
Now
ball.
we're running it with Royce Robbins, and he is in the backfield on 1st and goal. He's not going to get the ball. Synergy moves to the pocket and throws an interception. He was looking for Robbins, but it was picked off, and going the other way is Heath McDaniel II, who'll take it all the way out to the 38-yard line. Robbins eventually had to run him down, and it's a disaster for Dallas.
Well, it might have well been the commentator's curse, but once again, you just have to understand as a defense, you know exactly what's coming, so this play doesn't come to a surprise. Heath McDaniel with a great read as to which receiver he wanted to go to. His eyes were locked on it the whole time, read it perfectly, took it away, and now New Orleans has the ball back.
And Heath McDaniel II probably had the end zone in his eyes. He wanted that 99-yard touchdown, but Royce Robbins ran him down using that running back speed and forces New Orleans to start from their own 38-yard line. Gold 5-step drop, hit as he throws, but it's into the hands of the receiver over the middle. Big catch there by Lee, rather, as Lee picks up 7 yards.
And just a crushing hit both ways, but they were able to, one, hold on to the ball and get the ball thrown. So good job by New Orleans there.
I formation, 2nd down and 3, handoff, counter run to Donk Bonkers, who makes a man miss via the spin move and gets inside the 40. Actually, they'll spot the ball right at the 40. Big run there by Bonkers.
With that right there, you just have the guard pull while the defense attempted to stunt, couldn't do it, and that just leaves a hole for Bonkers, and that's a big mistake. You don't want to leave Bonkers with open field like that because he can and will punish you.
Also a ridiculous spin move, making a defender look silly right in the gap. And now, 1st down at the Dallas 40 for New Orleans with their gold helmets, white jerseys, purple pants, and purple numbers today. And another run to Bonkers, only gets 1 yard this time. As coming up to make the hit was Billy Joe Bacon, making his first contribution to the ball game.
And that's a contribution to the all-name team right there. I love it. Good reach tackle there. Stopped him short for a loss. Oh, for a gain of 1. Sorry.
I mean, you'll take a gain of 1 when Donk Bonkers is in the backfield. Gold looking, throwing, far side, one-handed grab by Wolf. Who hauls it in and gets 4 yards out of it.
We haven't said much about him, but he's made some acrobatic catches so far today. He's just one of, as a skill position guy, he seems to really have those hands that you need at that position to thrive and succeed in this league.
Matt Wolf, 6'6", 240, a rookie drafted in the 2nd round of this season's SFL draft. 3rd and 6, flares it out. Here's Donk Bonkers running on the far sideline, and he'll pick up a 1st down out to the 29-yard line.
That right there is just a design play for Bonkers, and if he just had 1 or 2 blocks more, he could have had some daylight, but luckily for Dallas, they had enough defenders to shift him and push him out of bounds.
This is the deepest New Orleans has driven into Dallas territory in the game as Gold floats it out there. Catch made, Leroy Brown, 1st down inside the SFL, presented by APM Music, red zone to the 17. First time New Orleans has been inside the 20 today, and with just under 3 minutes to go in the first half, looking to get on the board before the break.
It seems to be interesting as they've been adopting parts of the offense from their opponents, and it's been working for them just the same so far in this drive.
2 receivers each side, Gold under center. 1st and 10 inside the red zone. Clears it out this time to Bonkers, and Bonkers is knocked down after a gain of 7 by E.K. Vincent. And it's really important for the Dallas defense to get their linebackers, Ray West and E.K. Vincent, moving laterally and shutting down Bonkers in the gaps. And they really haven't done that so far yet today. 2nd and 3 from the 11. Gold looking, moves in the pocket, throws in a double coverage, and it's somehow caught. Brock Lee came down with it. He didn't get the first down. It's going to be 3rd and less than a yard from the 8. But somehow Brock Lee found the ball.
It just seems like Vincent on that play just played the ball too soon. Probably just criminally, way too soon, and was out of position.
We will take us to the 2-minute warning, a 3rd and inches coming up inside the 10-yard line for New Orleans. This is the SFL presented by APM Music on YouTube. Stay with us.
So, score update from around the league. We have the Fury up 10-3.
Once again, that's really important for this game, is Gold looking short to Bonkers, and Bonkers didn't get there. An amazing individual tackle in the backfield means that Bonkers is going to serve up a loss of 1 and a field goal try by Zen Lee. Oh, wait a minute. Offense is on the field here on 4th and 1. You think they try and draw Dallas offside, or do they go for this? A big early game call by the New Orleans coaching staff, and it looks like they're just going to try and draw them offside with the hard count as the clock ticks down under 5 seconds. And this is the one time, Levant, I know we harp on this strategy a lot, but this is the one time I don't mind it.
I think this is the rare time where I see where it makes sense. Because either way, you're going to get some points off this drive. And if you go for it, you might be, according to how the game has gone for them, you might be playing into unforced error, or whatever the case may be. So on this rare instance, I feel like it's a good call. Because either way, you burn an early timeout that doesn't matter in the first half. You get points on the board regardless.
It's going to be a 26-yard try for Lee, and Zen Lee puts it up and good. The official yardage 25, put it right down Main Street. And with 1:15 to go in the first half, it's Dallas 10, New Orleans 3. Let's take a look at your SFL out-of-town scoreboard presented by ScoreStream. Tallahassee is down early in the second quarter, 21-10 at Houston, as they look to avoid their second loss in a row to end the season. And Mexico City is up 17-3 over Las Vegas. The Fury going to have to get it going unless they want to be out of the playoff conversation, as Crash Combs returns up to the 30-yard line. And Dallas has 1 minute and 11 seconds to extend the lead before the break. It's been a very efficient offensive day for Dallas, but 2 interceptions mean their lead is only 7 coming to halftime. As we get set for a 1st and 10 for their own 30-yard line, bunch formation right. Single left, Synergy back to throw, looking, throwing, and it's incomplete as Meadowlark completely mistimes his look back to the football.
That just seems to be a little timing miscommunication there with the quarterback. He knows that Synergy loves getting the ball out of his hands real quickly, and when the receivers aren't on key with you, and Meadowlark isn't a usual target for him, that's what happens.
2nd and 10, 1 minute 8 to go in this first half. As we've progressed very quickly through this first half of football. Synergy down the seam. Junior Senior the third makes a catch at the 46-yard line of New Orleans across midfield, and Dallas burns a timeout.
And that's just the difference on the next play. You see how Junior Senior the third here knows exactly when to expect the ball, and you can see just a golf and the amount of difference that the communication between him and Junior Senior the third have compared to him and Meadowlark.
Junior Senior the third lined up on the far sideline. 2 receivers to the right, 1 to the left. 1:02 to go at the New Orleans 46. Deep drop, short throw by Synergy across the middle, and here comes the up-tempo offense. That pass was caught by Mason Kirby, who has the lone touchdown for Dallas so far today. Synergy under pressure, but he gets the pass away, and getting out of bounds after picking up a first up to the 29 is Mike Osai. It seems that when Synergy needs to find someone, he always looks to number 14 on the outside and make a big play. And now inside the 30, inching towards field goal range here with only 44 seconds to go. Flare out to the near side, pass complete to Robbins out of the backfield, and he'll get out of bounds, so the time stops at 40 seconds. Quick shout outs. Junior Senior the third, Crash Combs, Stephen at Large, Aaron Arrington, Mike Daggs, Biotech, and everybody else watching us on the SFL Network on YouTube. Thank you for spending your Saturday afternoons with us all season long here at the Simulation Football League. We greatly appreciate you watching. And the playoffs are coming up, so stay tuned. There's going to be some great football ahead. Synergy over the middle, down the middle of Mike Osai inside the 5, and down to the 3. It took an important tackle from Rollo Hood to prevent the touchdown, and Dallas burns their second timeout.
Now it's going to be interesting to see what Dallas dials up here. We know what happened the last time they came up to this situation. Let's see how they want to adjust their play calling.
Synergy under center. Do they give the ball to Robbins? No. Synergy back to pass. Over the middle. At the goal line. Put it on the board. Touchdown, Dallas. They make the last second drive, and Mike Osai finishes it with the exclamation point.
It's not a route we often see used, but when this sort of team employs it, you know, that's what you get. You get a little comeback route like that.
Challenge. Sorry for cutting you off there, but from that replay angle, it looked like Osai did not make it in the end zone. It looked like the ball was short. But
well, they have time now to do it if they want to, but it doesn't seem like they will.
No, it looks like they're not going to challenge it as Manuel puts the extra point up and through. So with 32 seconds to go in the first half, it's Dallas 17, New Orleans 3, and the gap widens again. Back to 14 points. Manuel prepared to kick it off again, and now there's 32 seconds and 2 timeouts for New Orleans to try and do something here before the half. As Arrington running the wrong way again. Second time today, his blockers have left him out to dry and left him scrambling on a return. And they'll start from their own 29 with 26 seconds to go. In the shotgun with 5 receivers spread out to the wide side. 3 to the left and 2 to the right. They're going to take a couple of shots at it all as Gold looking, throwing over the middle, caught, first down, and up-tempo offense. Under 20 seconds to go. New Orleans, you've got 2 timeouts. What are you doing, man? Then get back to the line. Snap it with 12 seconds to go. Again over the middle, again caught. Again no timeout, 8 seconds left. This is going to end the first half. 3 seconds, and New Orleans finally calls a timeout.
Yeah, I don't necessarily agree with how they're managing the clock right now. In a game like this, they can't be doing this. Now, Now, to correct my earlier update, Vegas is actually down in their game, as Truilo has mentioned earlier. So, things are still looking okay for New Orleans, but they really, really can't be doing this.
Yeah, they're toying with fire here. They're in the Hail Mary formation. 3 seconds left to go in the half. Gold takes the snap, waits for the receivers to get downfield. There's a penalty flag down as the ball was popped out of his hand by Sleepy Harbinger. Let's see what the penalty is. It's an eligible man downfield, and that will end the first half. So Dallas well out in front of New Orleans here at the half, 17-3. And we'll see what happens with this penalty. Yeah, that will end the half as teams head to the locker room. The Pharaohs with some work to do at halftime. Let's see if their coaching staff can get them back into this ball game in the second. Playoff spots on the line from Dallas. We'll be back after the break. This is the SFL presented by APM Music on YouTube. Welcome back to the hunting grounds, the Metroplex of Texas. Levant Mercer, we get set to start the second half between the New Orleans Pharaohs and the Dallas Lobos. And Levant, it was an impressive first half for the Dallas offense.
It has, and what New Orleans really needs to focus on, knowing that Dallas is been just passing left and right, getting pressure on a quarterback and forcing Shabazz to make some errant throws. As for
the
offense,
fumble on this play and scramble for it. Who has the football? And it looks like Dallas is at the bottom of the pile. Eastmark fell on it, and there's a turnover on the first play of the game of the second half.
and what I was going to say is to stop making mistakes, and guess what happens here? Mistake.
Unbelievable. And for a New Orleans team that's already down by 14, their offense not doing well. They're not even going to get a chance to respond at the start of the second half. It's a short field for Synergy and the high-flying Dallas offense from the New Orleans 24. Synergy looking, throwing to Robbins out of the backfield, shakes one tackle and gets 2 yards after being pushed back by a couple of white jerseys.
Now, with that particular sort of pass, they really need to watch how it is these linebackers and these corners are converging, because the last time they've thrown that prior to this play, that play was picked off. And right there, a different sort of jump, and we could have had the same issue.
2nd and 8. Synergy, plenty of time. Throwing to the end zone, it's tipped and incomplete. Aaron Arrington read the quarterback's eyes all the way and almost had his first pick off of the game.
That right there just seems to be the one issue that I have been seeing from him today, is that he does tend to stick to his first guy, and Aaron Arrington is the sort of corner you cannot be doing that to. Because if you give him an easy read, the next time that happens, probably will be caught.
Aaron Arrington and Mike Osai have been going at it all game. Currently, Osai is winning that battle on most plays, but that time Arrington got inside position as Synergy rifles it over the middle. Caught inside the 10 and out of the 6. Mason Kirby makes a nice catch in traffic.
Once again, just splitting the middle of the defense. Once they force the defense to read all the outside routes, they go back to these under routes, and it's been working effectively today.
And again, you mentioned it, no pressure on Synergy really at all to start this second half.
He's only been hurried once.
2 receivers left, 1 to the right, 1st and goal from the 6. Synergy looking underneath, that pass is caught, but nowhere to go for Osai. They'll only pick up 2 yards down to the 4.
This is a very precarious situation, and New Orleans is ready to read those underneath passes. They'll take that and leave them with 3. They preferably want to get a turnover here. You know, Dallas probably won't be running here, but we'll see.
2nd and goal. Synergy, this time he's hurried up, but he gets it to the end zone anyway, and you can put it on the board. Mike Osai has his 2nd touchdown of the day, and the Lobos have blown this game wide open.
Didn't matter that he was hurried for the 2nd time, because it's his 2nd out route touchdown. Let's just look at here again. Osai now on the route that Kirby got the first one in, and touchdown. Ain't nothing you can do about that.
The safety Tank Bennett did not have enough time to shade over and cover. And now Manuel will set up for another extra point to push the lead to 21. And the kick was a bit of a high snap, but a holder who is Hondo Streets got it down, and Manuel puts it up and through. And the score is Lobos 24, Pharaohs 3 with 9:16 to go third quarter. This is the SFL Network on YouTube. And after this kickoff, I will get you to another edition of the Score Stream SFL Out of Town Scoreboard. But first, Manuel kicks it off, and the last time Aaron Arrington touched the ball, he fumbled at his own 24-yard line. Let's see what we got here. Another spin move, and now to the 26. This time he holds on to the ball, as the man who fell on the football last time, Eddie Eastmark, brought him down this time. Eastmark doing a great job on special teams. Let's get to the SFL Out of Town Scoreboard presented by ScoreStream. Las Vegas has come back and tied Mexico City. They've just started their third quarter. It's 17-17. And Houston maintains a 28-13 lead in the third quarter of that game. So a couple of upsets brewing around the SFL in this pivotal week 13, as a pass from Xander Gold to Brock Lee means a first down.
And they're going to need to really get started with plays like this in this quarter, because throughout the season, the most points that they've scored tend to come from the early to mid third quarter.
So it's go or go home for New Orleans, because with Las Vegas putting the pressure on Mexico City, it could very well be that New Orleans loses this game and is out. They're going to have to make a monumental comeback, as a spin move by Xander Gold did not prevent him from not Xander Gold. Excuse me. Donk Bonkers did not prevent him from going down after only a gain of 3.
But that's the issue that you generally see with that sort of football move, is that you leave yourself open to blindside hits and pokes. And we've seen both from spin moves so far in this quarter.
Gold pumps, looks down the field, into traffic, and incomplete. Tom Taylor knocked the ball away from Matt Wolf, who was the intended target.
I was trying to get the defense to jump on it. They seemed to, only some of the defenders bid on it, but West and one other player was able to continue following Wolf there and just completely blew up that play.
Now 5 wideouts on 3rd and 7. Gold's going to have to complete a pass here. Everybody up on the line except for the safety for Dallas, and Gold over the middle into traffic, caught, first down to midfield. Big pickup that time, Ermac Jackson with the catch.
And right there, it seems like one of the linebackers went out of position, tried to pursue something. I'm not sure what, but he left his man, and Gold just had the touch and presence of mind to get it to his receiver.
There's almost too many Pharaohs in the area. There were 3 purple jerseys in there. Gold, pressure on him, throws into the one-on-one matchup to the outside. Catch made, and another big chunk of yardage, and Ermac Jackson makes his 2nd catch in a row.
You just see the sheer size difference between Jackson and Vasquez there. He's got probably good 4 or 5 inches on him, and that high outside shoulder that he threw it to, there's only one receiver that could make that catch, and that's Ermac Jackson.
Ermac Jackson listed at 6'4". Cain Vasquez listed at 6'3", so he's only 1 inch taller. But he made himself look much bigger, as this time almost bottled up in the backfield is Bonkers, but he's able to spin away and get 6 yards. Wow.
And my apologies on the previous play. It just seemed, from the angle that I was looking at it, that it just seemed like a sheer size discrepancy, but okay.
Donk Bonkers with the Houdini act to get away from multiple tacklers behind the line of scrimmage, and Dallas is really loving this high-pressure defense on this drive. 2nd and 4 from their own 27, handoff Bonkers, and this time the high-pressure run blitz works as they drop Bonkers for a loss of 2.
I feel like they should have killed the play there. The force and the cutback man here. The force man was already in the backfield. Vincent just absolutely blowing up that line at the line of scrimmage there.
3rd down and 6, check, 2nd straight 3rd down. And long, but it's an offsides play. Free play, and they're going to get the 1st down anyway as a big catch is made inside the 20. Matt Wolf, through contact, he took a large hit from Tom Taylor, but hung on to the football.
You know, teams like taking a lot of chances on free plays because, you know, whatever happens, they could always just bring it back. So that right there is just another case of why you need to be disciplined on defense. Last week, Tulsa made a lot of mistakes in the game that we called, and that bit them because they had a lot of giving up free plays in their game.
A quick update on the Mexico City-Las Vegas game. Las Vegas has hit a field goal. They're up by 3, 20-17. If these scores hold, New Orleans is out. As the Pharaohs look to respond, Matt Wolf goes up and makes the catch for 7 yards, now down to the 10-yard line.
So here's the critical thing for New Orleans. They understand where the time lies, and they're in control of the ball. And for them, they need to get a score here and get the ball back, because I'll continue that on the next
handoff. Donk Bonkers up the middle, cut down before he could reach the 1st down marker. E.K. Vincent has having a mammoth game at linebacker today.
That he has. He's actually shown up in this quarter, and he's been doing the most. He's gotten a tackle on the previous drive for a loss. He's been pressuring the quarterback, and he's gotten another play there.
3rd and inches. This is Donk Bonkers territory, and Donk Bonkers owns the line of scrimmage and pushes through to the 3-yard line. 1st and goal. But 1st and goal has not been kind to either team today.
No, it hasn't. On the previous couple of 1st and goals, we've seen an interception. We've seen yet another interception, one for each team, and it just seems to be a cursed thing so far in this game. Both teams giving up a turnover on this particular down and distance.
The difference is that New Orleans has Donk Bonkers in the backfield. He'll dot the I on 1st and goal from the 3. Handoff. Bonkers pushed backwards and dropped. Kane Vasquez came on the safety blitz, and they lost a yard.
And that's just a perfect blitz there. When you know that that run is going to be coming from that side, you need to pressure that gap soon, quick, and in a hurry, and he did it there.
Now 2nd and goal, pushed all the way back to the 4. Goal. Looking, he'll throw to the outside, pushing for the pylon. No, out of bounds at the 1 is the fullback, Brock Cartwright. He makes his first catch of the game, and he gets him down to the 1. This is a huge play coming up right here.
That was very critical right there. You would have expected Cartwright with his sheer size and strength to pile through, but he was just pushed out of bounds.
They're going to go with a 4 wide receiver look from the goal, just outside the goal line. Gold going to throw. Gold looking for the Bonkers. Bonkers looking for the end zone. Put it on the board. New Orleans finally finds the house in the 3rd quarter.
It's like, what, their 5th swing route in this game that's worked, and that right there. 3rd on that side already today, and they just have no answer for him. They left them open once again, and nothing you could do when you have about 5 yards of space to your left there.
New Orleans finally scoring a touchdown. They're down by 3 touchdowns, now only down by 2 touchdowns. As they can, the extra point by Zen Lee could bring it back to a 14-point ball game. And there's still just over 4 minutes to go in the 3rd. It is not impossible for a comeback, as Dallas knows all too well. They put a 30-plus point comeback on Tallahassee last week, so you better believe that Stephen Molnax has his team on notice.
Well, not only that, but he understands how his team plays on offense. And the point I was trying to get to on earlier was that if New Orleans gets critical stops, Dallas has a hard time with time management. And I do not see, if they do not continue to put higher on the pressure that they have been all game, this to be very favorable for them as the game wears on.
Crash Combs brings it out to the 32. Yeah, Dallas's offense does only one thing. They go fast, and they score a lot of points. But, you know, and they're a great comeback team, as we saw last week, because they have the ability to score so fast. But the downside of that is they also get a lot of 3-and-outs when the vertical passing game fails them, but it has done wonders for them today. And again, there's a wide open Mike Osai on the far side for 7 yards on 1st down.
Well, so far today with 12 receptions for 103 yards and 2 touchdowns, you know he's been on a torrid pace so far today.
And for all of these Dallas players the last couple of weeks since they got mathematically eliminated from the playoffs, I'll finish my point after this play. It's a 2nd down and 3 from the Dallas 39. With a 3-receiver set, synergy short drop, looking, throwing far side. Pass is complete and tapping the toes for a 1st down as junior, senior, or 3rd. This is basically an audition for every player on this team if they want to come back and be a Dallas Lobo next season.
Well, not only that, but they're also showing their skills off to other teams in the league that might be interested in their services.
1st down and 10 for Dallas on their own 43-yard line. They're going left to right across your radio dial. Synergy sidearms it out there, and a big hit across the middle from Kappa Jones means the ball was jarred loose from its intended receiver for an incomplete pass.
That's one of the risks you take when you have this style of offense. You go back there, you go back to what you know, and sometimes you leave your receiver in a position where he gets decked.
New Orleans showing pressure here on 2nd and 10. They'll only rush 3, though, as Synergy fires it out to the near side. He has Junior Senior the third for 5 yards, setting up a 3rd and 5 from their own 48.
I don't really see that as being effective considering they've only had 2 hurries so far in this game. They don't seem to generate an exceptional amount of pressure. So, I mean, throughout the season, they really haven't done much. So, they should just cover the outs, in my opinion.
3rd and 5 from just shy of the 50. Synergy short drop. Looking, who's nobody open, and the pass is broken up. Jules Howard has his 2nd breakup of the day, and it'll force a punt out of Rock Vandenboom, his 1st punt of the day with 2:48 to go in the 3rd quarter, and that is usually something you never see out of Dallas.
Not only that, but how many games have we called where the first punt for a team seems to be pushed further and further and further into the game?
Well, I mean, as the season goes on, the offenses get more efficient, defenses get worn down, and it does make sense, but as Arrington and gets it up to the 22-yard line on the return. But Dallas, this season, you know, I mentioned earlier on in the drive, their offense is basically all or nothing on every single play, and if you roll that dice 3 times and come up empty, you're a 3-and-out machine on every drive.
Not only that, but they've only taken away 2 minutes off the clock here, and are given an opportunity again on New Orleans, who had a long drive last time.
An impressive long drive. Here's a blitz, and Gold gets the pass away, and he's found a receiver. Ermac Jackson streaking down the far sideline. Tom Taylor is going to have to make a tackle, and he does. Inside their own 30-yard line, we have a Bonkers is slow to get up behind the play, but take nothing away from this catch and run by Ermac Jackson.
Like, I want to just put it here. Vasquez probably played the ball much too soon, not to give away anything from Jackson, who has breakaway speed. But once again, Tom Taylor saving a touchdown. That's probably his 3rd contribution of the day, where he saved points for getting on the board.
Broken up a couple of long passes, and now a great touchdown saving tackle at his own 27-yard line, but that basically flips the field from the 22 to the 27. Gold, a wobbly pass out there that was looking towards Brock Lee, but really thrown towards nobody in particular, and it'll be 2nd down.
It was a particularly risky blitz there by Dallas, but it paid off there. They only covered 1 man on that play. It was a cover 1 blitz, but they got Sander. They caught him a little happy there.
2nd and 10 from the Dallas 27. Gold, 2-step drop throws on the out route, and getting no yards after being run down by Dante West is L.J. Jackson, who is the backup running back to Bonkers, and you can imagine hasn't seen much play this year, only a couple of garbage time snaps.
And this is a crucial big loss for them if they do not have the running game that they need to, make their offense more flexible.
Goal down the seam, Wolf, and it's incomplete. Again, Tom Taylor forces a drop.
Him and Vincent and also West have just been really the catalyst for this defense so far in this game. They've been making the bulk of the plays, and that right there saved a 1st down. So now they're seeming to go for a long field goal where they wanted to probably continue go on and continue their drive.
Zen Lee is going to try a 44-yarder. Longest field goal attempt of the game by either team, and it is right down Main Street. Beautiful kick by Lee. And New Orleans shortens the gap here with not much time remaining in the 3rd quarter. 1 minute and 50 to go. And the New Orleans Pharaohs now trail 24-13. Big possession here for Dallas. Can they run some time off the clock as Crash Combs returns it up to his own 30-yard line? Tackled there by David Mendez for New Orleans.
You know, one thing that's very interesting for this game in particular is since Dallas has pretty much slowed this New Orleans Pharaohs offense down in their highest scoring quarter, they might be able to just hold out. They don't score that much in the fourth.
Synergy over the middle, wide open under, and a first down, 11-yard gain for Mason Kirby. He has one touchdown today. He hasn't been one of the two big men, those being Osai and Junior Senior the third, but Kirby's quietly had himself a good game, the former quarterback who is in his second season here in Dallas. 1st and 10 from the Dallas 41. Synergy again, no pressure, floats it into double coverage, and Aaron Arrington knocks it away. And Donk Bonkers, it looks like his injury is not serious. We may see him again in this ball game. And for such an important ball game, I think he'll want to be out there.
Not only that, but he's given them just a different angle on offense. He's able to catch the ball out of the backfield, and he's able to run hard and fast up the middle. And on the outside, they really need him back.
Bunch formation to the far side. Synergy under center on 2nd and 10. He'll go, and nobody was covering the out route, but unfortunately, or for Dallas, Mason Kirby, or a junior senior rather, fell down after picking up the catch. And we're going under a minute to go in the third. After a 5-yard pickup, it's 3rd and 5.
You know, I would like to just give respects to both teams so far. They've only held themselves down to just one or two turnovers each.
Synergy steps into the pocket, throws, tipped it incomplete. Aaron Arrington got across and knocked it away. Tank Bennett was also in the area.
This once again goes back to what you were saying earlier. I mean, if these dice rolls don't work out, they just end up becoming a 3rd and out machine, and this is their second one so far in this quarter.
Vanden Boom, his 2nd straight punt on as many drives. He'll punt away from his own 30-yard line. And it's touchdowns or busts here for the New Orleans offense. You got to be thinking as Arrington will not fair catch it at his own 20. He's going to go down right there.
This is going to be very precarious for Xander Gold. Last time he was in a catch-up situation, he threw about two picks in the Houston game last week trying to catch up, so he needs to just keep himself calm, composed in the pocket, not let the pressure get to him.
He had 3 interceptions last week. Also threw for 212 yards and a touchdown. From his own 20, Gold looking out of the backfield, and it's dropped by Jackson. Donk Bonkers not back in the game yet, and it shows right there.
And you just see once again, you see a player of a different quality out there that's not used to being part and taking snaps with the first team. You just see plays like that happen on occasion. A routine pass drop.
Gold back to pass, pressure coming, he gets the pass away, and it's caught. First down and more. Ermac Jackson out to the 39. 96 yards on 4 receptions for Jackson today.
Just see this absolute mammoth. You know, 6'4", 215 out here just manhandling the defense. Look at that. Shedded 2 tackles, and if he had just a little presence of mind and keep his feet in bounds, he could have gone real far.
They just started the 4th quarter in Mexico City. Las Vegas up 27-20. The Aztecs do have the football. We will keep you abreast of all information happening in that game as it relates to this one very heavily. Xander Gold under pressure gets the pass away over the middle. And that's Brock Lee making another catch for 8 yards on first down. The clock hits 000s in the third. Put your 4s up. New Orleans needs 2 touchdowns to come back and keep their playoff hopes alive. Dallas trying to end their season with a win at home. This is the SFL presented by APM Music on YouTube. Stay with us. And I think that if you're New Orleans, you really need Donk Bonkers back in the game. As we see New Orleans gold helmets, white jerseys, purple pants, purple numbers and highlights going left to right in this fourth quarter, just shy of the 50-yard line of the 47. Xander Gold going to throw it out to the near side. That pass is complete, and Jackson picks up a first down. Big play by the backup.
A crucial first down for them here, also stopping the clock. That's something they also need to keep an eye on. They're the ones currently with the ball and control everything that they can muster right now.
Right at midfield, first down and 10. 2 receivers each side for Xander Gold. He'll hand it off to Jackson, and he's got room to run it, and 6 yards. So they're putting their trust in the backup. They're saying he can get it done, and on the last 2 plays, he has done so.
Let's see how his consistency throughout the rest of the game holds up, because he did have a drop pass earlier, but he also had 2 positive plays just now.
Another draw play, and he's going to get close to a first down, then forward progress will not give him the first down. 3rd down and 1. And you mentioned clock management, Levant, and I don't think that may be crossing the New Orleans coaching staff's mind right now with 3 straight runs and a 3rd and 1, probably a 4th straight run coming here. Handoff. Jackson looking for a lane and didn't get one. Great gap closing tackle. Bones Malone shuts it down. And it's 4th down and 1, and it's decision time for the Pharaohs.
Well, now you've lost about 1:30 off the clock. And you went with 4 straight runs, you drove down some of the field, and you just couldn't get that one play, and now you're giving it back to Dallas.
Grismanis trying the coffin corner, and oh, it barely didn't stay out of the end zone. So Dallas will come out to the 20, and we have a final update in the Mexico City-Las Vegas game. The Las Vegas Fury win 27-20. A final Mexico City drive comes up short. If New Orleans does not come back and win, Las Vegas is in the playoffs. Also, if this score holds, Carolina and Chicago both clinch playoff spots. 1st and 10 for Dallas. Over the middle, complete for 6 yards to Mason Kirby. As we come down to the end of this ball game, Levant, it's looking more and more likely like both of these teams' seasons will be over. As we have a 2nd down and 4. Synergy steps up in the pocket, hit as he throws, but he still completes the pass to Osai, first down. As I was saying, as we come down to the end of this ball game, and it looks like the final 8 minutes for the New Orleans season as well as Dallas, you know, how much does this crowd, a great sellout crowd here in Dallas, push this Lobos team to victory today?
Well, they know now, because of the situation, they just all looked up at the scoreboard. They know the situation, so they're pretty much on just
great run here for Royce Robbins. That's one of his only carries out of the backfield so far. He gets 9 yards out of it. And Robbins showing up today and where it's needed most.
And you can hear the crowd now in the background. They're really amping it up now. They know for them, this is their bowl game. They're taking a team out the playoffs. They are getting really loud out here.
Synergy looking. Oh, he has all day to throw, and he completes the pass. Past midfield to the New Orleans 43. Another first down move to chains. Mason Kirby makes another catch. Mason Kirby has over 100 receiving yards in the ball game. And these receivers have had a field day against this New Orleans secondary this afternoon.
And that's just been the coffin in their season, it seems, as for now. Anyway, just because they just had such a terrible time with pass defense this season. Bottom 5 in this league.
Bunch formation near side. Synergy again all day to throw. O-side to the far side, complete for 5 yards. He's up over 100 yards plus 2 touchdowns. And I guess while we're talking about quarterback stats, today Xander Gold has passed 2,300 yards for his rookie season. Not shabby at all for the #1 overall pick, and he's only going to get better.
Yeah, I feel that way too. He's really shown signs of growth late in this season. He still needs to
flare out to the fullback, Liam Hardcastle. He picks up his first catch of the day. Stops short of the line to gain by 2 with the 35.
I feel he just needs some more time this season. He needs to have a little more presence in the pocket. Well, most of his issues early in the season were just had to deal with pace of play, but when he's really lit it up, he's done a great job for this team. He should still hold his head high.
Synergy on 3rd and 2. He'll throw over the middle. Intercepted! Aaron Arrington finally gets his pick, and he'll bring it back to their own 29-yard line. And, well, our nail in the coffin for the season, it might not be over yet. There's still over 6 minutes to go. And we just mentioned it, this New Orleans offense can go in a hurry if they need to.
Well, enough of that, because they just pried it all the way back open with their Hall of Fame corner, Aaron Arrington, saving the day. Now let's get to see if Xander Gold can lead his team back on top.
Big pressure for the young man in his first season. He's going to have to pick up 2 drives for touchdowns here in the 4th quarter, handing it off up the middle to Jackson on 1st down. He'll get 2 yards.
I really just need to see them with more urgency. They have no time to be running the ball like this unless Jackson can break off a monumental run. They really need to put it in the hands of their quarterback.
And I have word from Las Vegas. No one has left the stadium, and the big screens are showing this game. Everybody in Las Vegas is now a Dallas Lobos fan for the next 5 minutes and 40 seconds. As this pass out to the outside to Matt Wolf, complete, 1st down for New Orleans. Clock continues to roll, though, as he did not get out of bounds.
There's still more than enough time to get several scores. And as long as Xander just calms himself down and doesn't throw the picks he did last week, I think he should be fine.
Oh, run, set. Dunk Bonkers is back in the game. Dunk Bonkers is making spin moves and powering his way into Dallas territory to the 41.
And what a return back to the game. That's how you do it. He came back in the game fresh from his cramps, and now it's time for them to push forth.
Putting the moves on people, and E.K. Vincent once again dragging him down. He's had Bonkers' number all day. But the 2nd-year man from Oklahoma City is back on the field, and they're going to another running formation here. Power formation, but they're going to throw. And in the backfield, and down goes Gold. First sack of the game for either team goes Dallas's way. It's Rocky Aquino picking it up and forcing the hurry-up offense out of the New Orleans. Here's Bonkers out of the backfield, and he will get out of bounds after picking up all of those lost yards. It'll be 3rd and 7, and they have a chance to think about it.
Honestly, I really like the second play call there. They know that they're going to catch them out on the blitz. Defense had no time to switch out of it. And that's how you come back in this game. You do not let adversity affect you.
And it looks like Tallahassee's going to limp into the playoffs on the back of 2 straight losses. A double-digit lead for the Hyenas coming down to the end of that game. Pass over the middle from Gold, 1st down. A big 3rd down conversion inside the Dallas 30. The up-tempo offense continues. That pass was hauled in by Brock Lee. 5 wide, set for Gold. Plenty of time. Dumps it short over the middle. Fumble on the play. Dallas recovers. Tom Taylor got the ball. The ball was knocked out by Bones Malone, and Tom Taylor fell on it.
There is more than enough time for him to count that as a catch, so that's not a challengeable play. Tom Taylor once again coming down for Dallas, saving their day.
The rookie, undrafted, makes the play that could sink the New Orleans Pharaohs' season. With just over 4 minutes to go, the Dallas Lobos are back on offense. Here is Synergy from his own 20. He'll flow it out to the far side, and Osai makes another catch along the sideline.
Well, now for Dallas, they need to go to a different sort of look. In the previous couple of drives, they left with 2 back-to-back interceptions. And they really just need to just go to the middle of the field, have some out routes, have some slants, and just try to pick up quick first downs.
Synergy under pressure, down he goes. First sack of the game for New Orleans, picked up by Coleman Fletcher.
What a critical time for them to finally get in the backfield. Just absolutely blasted through to the center. No one there to support Synergy. No blockers available. And down he goes.
But for a man who coming into the season had been sacked 39 times coming into the game, did not give up a sack until the fourth quarter. That's huge for a young offensive line trying to make their way in the league. They've played really well today. That sack is an outlier. Synergy, short drop, plenty of time, throws, tipped and incomplete as Arrington was eyeing another interception.
And this is what we've been talking about. This is just generally not a very strong 4-minute offense team, and when you continue to roll the dice, you might just get burned. They had 2 interceptions in the last drive, and Kappa Jones here, almost with one for himself, just reads the quarterback's eyes, so it's been pretty predictable today, and almost makes the grab, but it doesn't matter. They'll get the ball back regardless.
Vanden Boom comes on to punt. Chat shoutouts to Stephen at Large, Crash Combs, Iverson Gandil, Brett Funk, Blue Tiger Jr., Senior the Third, Denver Nightwings, Tom Rahman, and everybody else watching on the SFL Network on YouTube. It's been a fantastic season of the SFL action. It's coming down to the wire here in Dallas as New Orleans still 2 touchdowns down, and now you got to be in your 2-minute offense here as Arrington returns it up to their own 43.
Well, now this is a critical point in the game for them. Down by 11. They need to score here, get the ball back somehow, some way, and then score, I believe, a touchdown again.
Yeah, they're down by 18. So
18.
They need 2 touchdowns. I can't math, but they need 2 touchdowns. Let's put it that way. Gold, pressures, throws, incomplete. He was looking for Matt Wolf, but Tom Taylor said no.
He still caught about 60% of his passes today, but you can't catch those when you get decked that hard. Look at it again, just absolutely crushed.
Oh, he had his hand on the ball, too, and Tom Taylor just punched it out. As well, Iverson Gamble was there on the hit. Give him also credit for that hit. Now 2nd and 10. And who are you going to? There's really been no Orleans receiver who's had a consistent day today. Matt Wolf's been their best option. 2nd and 10. Gold out of the backfield and not getting out of bounds. That's the fullback Cartwright on the catch. He only gets 30. Clock continues to run. 2:50 to go. Up-tempo offense on the field. Hit as he throws. Deep shot. Incomplete. It was just out of the reach of Wolf as Billy Joe Bacon got in there and hit the quarterback.
That's the second curry of the game there, and it came at a crucial time. I believe just in that hit probably made it very difficult for that pass to get to where it's going. Wolf made a wonderful attempt, but he just can't get it every time.
4th down and ball game from their own 47-yard line. 5 receivers in the set. Xander Gold throws short. He's got to make a man miss. He does not. Turnover on downs, and the Dallas Lobos are going to look to knock New Orleans out of the playoffs.
And this is just what Dante West does best. He knows how to wrap up receivers. And that's not a skill you often see from corners, but that right there was a textbook tackle.
In crunch time, Xander Gold went to Quincy Williams, and Williams did not make Dante West miss. And now all Dallas has to do is put together a drive, maybe 2 first downs to end the ball game. There is still the 2-minute warning. We're over 2 minutes to go, but from what I've seen out of the New Orleans offense, they have not been able to come back in this game as senior the third picks up 4 yards on first down.
I believe part of that just has to come down to some of the play calling. They didn't really put too much or enough faith in Xander to really make plays. They didn't really give him what I feel are the deep balls that he really needs, and that team is capable of completing them to really get back in this game.
2nd and 6. Handoff, Robbins, big hole up the middle, he'll get 4. Make it a 3rd and a manageable 2 across midfield to the New Orleans 44-yard line. Eventually dropped by Compton.
They haven't really used him too much this season, but he's coming up at the right time, because this is a very crucial time for Dallas. They might just take this all the way to the 2-minute warning now.
And I think that with his play, both this week and last week, I think Robbins has a shout in the offseason to go to the coaching staff and say, hey, I want to be involved more in this offense next season. I think I've earned it. We have hit the 2-minute warning. Dallas just looking to run out the clock on the New Orleans season. They're up 24-13. This is the SFL presented by APM Music on YouTube. So Levant, with 2 minutes left in the regular season, we have come a long way since the SFL convention back in July, where we had our opening week, and we are going to narrow it down after this week as a pass is tipped and intercepted, picked off by New Orleans. Kappa Jones takes the deflection away. A minute 55 to go. New Orleans' offense is going to come back out on the field.
Well, this time, look at this. He finally gets what he deserves. Just weird bounce. Went about 7 yards upfield right into his hands, but he finally gets what he's been deserving all game. He's had a couple pass deflections, 2 or 3 on this game. So good on him for finally getting an interception.
Xander Gold. 1st and 10 at his own 30. He'll fire across the middle to Matt Wolf. Or rather, that's Jaquez Lynch who makes the catch that time. Got 9 yards. 2nd down and 1. Shovel pass. Dunk bunkers in the open field. Makes a man miss. Gets up towards midfield. He'll be forced down to the 48-yard line.
That's 4 tacklers missing him.
That's the quality of dunk bunkers. Gold under pressure. Fires incomplete. There is a flag. We will see what it is as Matt Wolf, diving, couldn't get to the football.
Might be offsides, who knows?
It's pass interference. Wow.
I hope we get a chance to look at it, because I'm not sure where exactly he interfered with the pass, but if he didn't, he probably just bumped somebody 5 yards. Okay, so we won't, but we probably bumped the receiver 5 yards or past the 5-yard mark where he can do so.
Houston and Tallahassee have finished. Houston ends up with a 20-point win. They win 42-23 over Tallahassee. An impressive end of the regular season for the Hyenas, who will be making an appearance in the playoffs as the 2nd seed from the Southern Conference. Xander Gold, he's going to go down. Big sack. Sleepy Harbinger. 2nd sack of the day for the Lobos, and with just a minute 14 to go, back to 2nd and 16 on their own side of midfield, and out to the fullback again, and this time a timeout burned by the Pharaohs.
Well, they tried to do what they did a couple drives ago, realizing that they went on the blitz, so the next time they go on a screen or a swing route, but this time they gained absolutely probably nothing, a yard or so. And now they're in a very big predicament.
3rd and 15 from midfield. Got to make it all the way to the 35. Gold alone in the backfield. He'll throw all the way out there into one-on-one coverage. Way overthrew Matt Wolf. And you can see some tired legs out there for the gold and purple.
That time I just didn't think he had enough. He just didn't have enough left in him to just go up and grab that. It may have been overthrown, but you know Wolf can really reach out and grab those.
He's been the best receiver for New Orleans today. The rookie in his first year, 2nd round draft pick, but there's a wide open man on the far side inside the 30. New Orleans calls their 2nd timeout, and a big catch made by Jacquez Lynch, his 2nd of the game.
It really wasn't involved too much earlier, but that right there, I mean, when you're wide open like that after the Lobos bit on the decoy route underneath, you have to make those grabs no matter who you are. And he did, so good job. Now New Orleans needs to score, definitely.
I think they're taking shots to the end zone from everywhere here. They are on 1st and 10 from the 29-yard line. 59 seconds to go in the ball game. Xander Gold, deep drop all day. The throws to the goal line. It's incomplete. There were 3 black jerseys around there. Vincent was there. West was there. Tom Taylor was there. Where hasn't Tom Taylor been in this ball game today?
The backfield.
Pretty much. I mean, he has had a complete day as a deep safety. I'm giving him player of the game. No doubt about it. 2nd and 10 from the 29. Gold alone in the shotgun, 5 receiver set. Here comes the blitz over the middle, knocked away. E.K. Vincent bats it to the turf.
We got to give it up to the linebackers. I know you mentioned their disappearance in the 1st quarter and some of the 2nd, but ever since then, they've really shown up and they've taken command of the middle of the field in this game.
Ray West, E.K. Vincent, Bones Malones, they've all been huge today. 3rd down and 9, 51 seconds to go. Got to get inside the 20-yard line to keep the drive alive, but Gold may just look for the end zone again. The 4 wide receiver set. 4-man rush. He throws it underneath, and not getting to the 1st down and not getting out of bounds is Leroy Brown.
Well, they just used their last time out, so they don't have a challenge to burn on the spot. That may have been contentious, but at this point of the game, because you didn't stop the clock, that's the only thing you could do.
That 4th and ball game here from just inside the 20. Gold looking, throwing over the middle, caught by Brown inside the 10, but there aren't any timeouts. Clock running down. It's going to be under 30 seconds to go before they snap this football.
Going to need to spike it.
And they do spike it as 30 seconds to go. And as we come down to the end of this ball game, Levant, just a few thoughts on the season as a whole, as we come down to the end of the regular season here, the 11th SFL season.
This has been my 2nd season in the league, and this one has been pretty wild. We've seen probably every kind of football game we could have. The really long, drawn-out ones, some exciting ones for you and me. And this has been a very great season, and
here's Gold. He's going to go down, sacked at the 15-yard line, and everybody's going to have to hurry up back to the line of scrimmage. They're just playing to better the score at this point with 18 seconds left. Gold looking, end zone incomplete. Broken up. It was intended for Matt Wolf. And they're going to bring Gordon Grismanis on the field.
Well, that's strange.
Oh, that's Zen Lee. My bad. The kicker, Zen Lee. They're just going to make it a little bit of a closer game. 14 seconds to go. It'll be about a 34-yard field goal. And Lee hits it right down Main Street. He's perfect on the day. A bright spot for him. It's 24-16, and basically a kickoff and a kneel will end this ball game. Let's take a look at the rest of the Week 13 slate later on today at 5 Central, 6 Eastern. That's 4 if you're on the west coast of the United States. Carolina at Baltimore, huge Eastern Conference implications in that game. Vancouver and Sioux Falls, Queen City and Chicago is the 7 o'clock matchup tonight, as there's 9 seconds left as the onside kick goes begging.
And I guess to just wrap things up, I just want to say a couple words here. I really enjoyed working with you this season. I know we were paired up a little bit last season as well. I'd like to give thanks to Dags and Cam for giving us the opportunity to call games. So no matter what happens here, whether we get a call game or not in the playoffs, I'd just like to express thanks.
Quickly finishing out the slate, Monday night we have Indianapolis, London, Atlanta at OKC, and Denver at San Francisco. And it's been a pleasure to call games for you all season here on the SFL Network, on YouTube, Twitch, and everywhere you consume SFL media. The regular season is over for the Lobos and Pharaohs, but it is Dallas who comes out a winner in the final game, 24-16. Final scores, stats, and highlights will be scrolling across your screen. But from us in the booth, for Levant, Mercer, and myself, Michael Truilo, thank you for supporting us all season here on the SFL Network on YouTube. We will see you next time.
See ya.